Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of Infinite Volume, the podcast where we talk about anime and manga. We're going to be talking a lot about Monster today. Well, not a lot, but a little bit.
just
an
let you know where the
on where
headspace is at.
Yeah, just an update on everything that that has consumed at least Nate and I's life for the past week or so that we've been working, or reading it, excuse me. So, Nate, how have you been doing since last recording session?
That's a sad fucking manga, bro.
It is sad.
There's a lot going on there. Monster's great. Wow, I can't believe I waited this long to read it.
When did it come out? The 80s?
Good question. Good question.
The 90s, I think.
I researched this last time, but I forgot.
I can see. Hold up.
It came out. You think it would tell me on the first search?
2006.
No, that's not true.
That's that's the anime. That's gotta be the
1994.
anime.
My bad.
It came out in December of 1994 and ran till December of 2001.
Gotcha. 94.
I didn't even know there was an anime for it.
Yeah. It's an old school anime.
It's a banger. It's a banger.
Indeed. How about you, Jayden?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nate.
I've done more things than just read Monster.
Hey, listen, that's all I've done. I work, I play Monster, and then I go
play
to
Monster.
I mean,
his game
I
time has
read
been taken up by it. He's been consumed.
Well, what else have you done, Nate, besides
Thank you. I've got a couple things. I spent the better part of yesterday sitting in front of my computer screen, which isn't unusual, but I was video editing a lot yesterday. I had to relearn how to video edit for a project within the Lancer space. For anyone who doesn't know, there is a comic dub coming out, or is probably out by the time of this recording's publishing, for one of my manga. And I handled the editing completely on my own, and it's man, what a task that has been. I had to learn about keyframes and how to make smooth transitions and add sound effects, and I had to like work with the audio and stuff. It's not difficult, it was just like learning a new skill was a lot, but we got there.
Indeed, very impressive. I haven't even seen it, but if you learn that,
I haven't seen it.
That amount of stuff in that short amount of time, it's probably not even the product. It's just the work ethic is very impressive.
I think it's coming along pretty good. I'm pretty impressed for my first try at it. I hope to get better, and/or find someone who is willing to do the work. Because I would rather definitely, I'd rather be storyboarding for sure, but like I also don't mind, as long as somebody out there is enjoying the content, I don't mind making it.
Yeah. So, can we move to Jayden?
No, I've got one more thing.
What?
I'm taking over. I'm sorry.
Well,
have you guys ever run out of gallery space on your phone before?
When I had my old phone and it was like 64 gigabytes of storage, yes. But ever since I got this one, no.
So I've got like about a terabyte
kind
of space.
of same boat.
I ran out of space on my phone for the first time ever. I've had this phone since I was in college, so like 2021, 2020-ish.
That's about 5 years.
No, you don't understand. Like I should not. I think I ran out of space because I had screenshotted too many manga panels.
I was gonna say it's got to be manga panels and Dokkan. That's gotta be what consumes most
Dokkan
of your
definitely,
gallery.
but like also, it was mostly funny memes, funny cat memes. So my entire
insane.
My entire gallery was like just black and white panels, and then like a funny cat with boxing gloves every now and again. It was pretty heinous.
I mean, what else are you gonna do on your phone? That's what they're made for.
Yeah. They're just harboring a bunch of stolen images until one day I get to show them to somebody. Look at this! Look at this funny cat!
You mean you can send them in the Discord?
You good?
I will send them in the Discord.
It's like, oh, I got this funny meme to show you.
I had to go and
Scrolls through like 115 manga panels.
I'll throw it in our new
Get to it.
content channel.
Exactly.
All of them.
It's a good,
Well,
a
that's
good
just
content
roast.
drop.
While I'm doing that, Jayden, what you been up to, man? Now that you finally have a
So-
floor that I definitely did not steal from you.
Yeah. So like I said in last week's episode, back in school, final semester. I'm pretty much sticking with that. It's kind of what's taking up most of my time. I have read a little bit of Monster, not as much as you guys, but like I was telling Logan earlier today, it's like it's gotten to a point where I'm at. It's starting to slow down a bit. Logan reassured me today that it does pick back up.
Yeah, chapter
A little bit.
33 is the breaking point in my eyes.
So where I'm 10 chapters. I'm like 10, 11 chapters from that. So I'm about
You'll get
pretty
there.
much probably like an hour or so out from hopefully it picking back up. But yeah, it's been school and work. That's what's taking up my life.
School and work. School and work. Are you in your bachelor's degree still?
Yeah, my
First floor?
bachelor's degree. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Myself, same as everyone else, just work, no school, not yet. Looking into grad school, but work, Monster, and video games. Obviously, the daily activities consuming sustenance.
I forgot about video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Video games.
we play
eating,
so
sleeping,
much
Monster.
Minecraft. Like the three of us play so much
Oh
Minecraft.
yeah, that's been our thing the past couple
Yeah.
weeks.
I can't wait for the manga to come out.
Oh yeah, segue! What a segue!
The Minecraft manga dropping in was June, July, something like that.
That's crazy.
That-
That
no,
was like
that's
the
the volume,
second
so
volume, so it's been out.
Yeah.
You could probably
how-
read it already on Viz. So for some
Probably.
context, it's something I'm gonna talk about later on. We were talking about Shonen Jump, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw something that Viz had posted about manga that's joining the lineup. So I was like, oh, let me go look for a tweet, and then scrolling through Viz's Twitter account, I saw the Minecraft manga, and I was like, this has gotta be something pretty fun that we gotta mention. At least
Yeah.
once.
I thought it was fake when you first said it.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah. Logan,
If
that was fake.
Terraria has a comic book, then I guess Minecraft can
Yeah,
have
but
a
Terraria
manga.
makes fucking sense. There's like whole ass characters and like villagers, like that. I guess there's villagers in Minecraft, but Terraria has like
Okay.
actual kind of plots going on with their kind of. I can see where they get the plot.
We're getting a
from.
Minecraft movie, like,
All right, I am Steve.
That's true.
okay,
As a
like.
child, I yearned for the mines, as you do.
Listen, I'm just saying, that movie would be so much better if it had all the YouTube parodies from back in the day for the soundtrack.
It would. It would also
Imagine
be.
Captain Sparkles.
I
Don't
think they're
mind.
gonna make a cameo. They're gonna appear somehow in some fashion in that
Like
It's
movie.
how
gotta be their
Stan
song.
Lee shows up in Marvel movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Captain Sparkles, Dan TDM, Mumbo, and a couple of the newer people like
Momo Jumbo.
Etho.
Yes, sir.
I have a feeling.
Etho. No, Etho's
all of
old,
them.
man.
Well, yeah, but you gotta show some. You gotta respect your elders.
Yeah, but you said new people and you went Etho.
No,
I'm like,
I meant
"Ooh."
some of the new people, like the newcomers, and
Oh,
then some
yeah.
of the older people, but not in age.
I haven't
just
gone
in
to call,
spirit.
so I won't be in it. Sorry, guys.
That's tough.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. You can make a cameo in the manga.
Oh, maybe. Let's make some calls. Hey, if you guys
Yeah.
are listening, I'd love to be in it.
We know they're listening. They have to be. What else would they be doing? Making
I don't know.
making the rest of the manga like what? That,
Listen,
like,
We know they got no content.
they have the Ender Dragon and the Wither. That's about
Our realm could be me because that's enough content.
Oh yeah, no, our realm for sure could give like years and years of content. But
it.
did you know you could use a glow sack to like make a sign light up?
Yeah.
Yeah, glowing sack. Yeah, glowing signs. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I didn't know that was a thing, and then I found it in the achievements tab the other day, and I was like, wait, what?
That's gonna be in the manga.
Yeah. The guy's
Glowing
gonna
sack.
open up
I
his
think that was in
achievements
chapter 1.
tab and be like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
What can I do with my glowing sack?
Listen, I think we should add it to the list. for the book.
We should. Put it on.
Yeah,
the
no,
wheel.
listen, it's already on there. Don't worry.
I mean, there's only one volume out, so if we land on it, we'll talk about it the very next week.
That's
You know?
true. We'll already be able to talk about.
We'll
it.
have a quick conversation about that, and then it'll be a recurring theme whenever a new volume comes out. We can start it. We can do a whole new episode of
Who the fuck
Minecraft
publishes
Manga
it?
Volume 2.
It's Viz.
Viz, apparently.
I'm gonna have to do some research into this and see how we can.
Who's
keep
the
up with the
mangaka? That's
Yeah.
Oh.
that's the real question.
Oh, I gotta pull it back up. Oh, maybe it's
Yeah.
on here. Maybe my enemy list has it.
You figure that out, Jayden. But I'm gonna talk about Monster for a minute.
I
Uh,
found it.
oh,
the wild. Yeah, you're not allowed to
Well.
talk about shit.
you know,
Fuck, where is it?
he didn't find it. I'm gonna talk about Monster for a minute. So, Monster, great manga, incredible manga. Do not know why. I guess it is not very old, but old in the scope of popularized United States media manga, and it's just the story is so good. I don't know how it's not one of the big ones. It might have been because I was born in 2002, so who knows? It could have been extremely popular. It was popular enough to get an anime, so and with English dub.
I will
so.
say it. I also don't really know when it was coming out, if it was super popular, but I will tell you right now, when people, you know how there's the big three of shonen?
Yeah.
I would say, in terms of, like, sad manga, there's the big three, and it's Berserk,
Oh,
Vagabond, and Monster. I don't hear anyone talk about anything else when talking about sad shit.
what about Elven Lied?
No one's
that
talking
sad?
about that one.
I never.
I don't even know what that one is. I just
You just
that was
recognize
all of our
the-
middle school. That's all anyone that liked anime and manga ever talked about.
That's crazy.
So,
Bro was around
That
one
and Death
person who
Note.
really liked Elven Lied.
what are you talked about it, bro?
What are you talking
Oh
about?
shit! Hold
What
up.
are you talking about?
Bro, I don't even know what it's about.
You were talking about Elven Lied. No, I'm kidding.
Bro's trying to rewrite history.
I am. I am.
Kind of
Well,
like,
Slander
Kind of like
meets name.
Tenma.
I was gonna say
in
Johan.
Monster. Oh yeah, you're right. He's gonna become the next HITLER. I don't know if we can say that legally.
We can.
But I don't know. I'm not going to just in case. But he's trying to become that.
Whoa,
and
whoa, hold on.
Nah,
He's not though.
no, I don't think
That's
so.
what people want him to be.
All right, listen. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to definitely.
No, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good, Jayden.
Listen. I'm on chapter 85. You're on chapter 65, right?
I'm on 60. Yeah, I'm on 65.
Okay, so there's a 20 chapter difference in there, and you have not seen some of the things this man has done. I won't spoil anything, but
I've seen plenty.
you've seen plenty, but you haven't seen enough.
I haven't
anyway.
seen shit.
Yeah, Jayden is in the
Yeah,
dark
he's a
about
wee
all
bit.
of this.
Can we quickly just talk about this for a sec? One of the best things about Monster so far is they spend a very large portion of the manga's runtime only really showing the big bad, which is Johan, by the way. I guess we didn't really explain that. The main villain of the series. If you can
At least
call
that's how
him
we
that.
think it's pronounced.
Yeah,
Johan.
I think it's pronounced
That's how
Johan.
I pronounce
Yeah,
it.
it's Johan. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's how it's spelled.
Whenever he shows up in the first half of the manga, it's for like a panel every 30 chapters, maybe. Like we only really know him by name in silhouettes, and whenever he does show his face, it's like a big what the fuck moment. In the current the current arc I'm at, it's just like wow, they don't give a fuck.
He's like a
anymore.
main character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
you
a
gotta keep
crazy
reading, bro.
one,
You gotta keep reading.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I won't have
It's
time
crazy.
tomorrow. I gotta watch wrestling tomorrow.
Well, you could read a wrestling manga.
I
That's
could,
true.
but I gotta watch Royal Rumble tomorrow.
It's true. Keijo's a good wrestling manga. Sorry, what?
Baki?
That's true. That's another good one.
No, isn't Bucky boxing?
Baki? He's a grappler.
It's both. Yeah, he's a grappler,
Oh, okay.
but I think you can grapple in boxing too. Anyway,
Can you? How?
You can like go in for hugs and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. I was like,
After a bit.
your hands are literally in gloves. How do you do that?
Well, you can grapple in the UFC, and the UFC is boxing. You don't have gloves
so.
in the UFC, right?
UFC's MMA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Baki
yeah.
is MMA.
I would say Baki is
That's-
MMA.
Yeah,
'Cause
Baki is
boxing-
MMA.
Oh, Baki. Okay. I thought you
Yeah,
said boxing.
Boxing.
No, boxing is
Boxing.
not MMA. Boxing is MMA, guys. Come on. Well-known fact. Another well-known fact is that Tenma is literally the craziest protagonist of any piece of media I've ever seen. He's absolutely insane.
He's very
In a good
likable.
way.
He's very likable.
Yeah, he's likable
Definitely.
even when he does things that are not likable, if that makes sense. Not that he goes off the rails and starts, chopping people's heads off with an axe, but he does some questionable things, not, killing anyone or anything like that, but...
Logan's trying so hard not to spoil it for me.
No, I'm actually just saying, like, things... Imagine you're watching a horror movie, and there's a table in front of them, and there's an apple on one side and an AR, like an AK-47 on the
and they
other
just grab
side,
the apple.
and they're running from a killer, and they grab the fucking apple and they just start eating it, and they think it's gonna
Hungry,
do
like, come
something.
on.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. If Tenma's in one of those scenarios, he goes for the gun. He doesn't go for the apple. He's
smart.
He's smart. Yeah, exactly.
I want to meet the
So-
guy who's going for the apple.
Yeah,
Johan's
the guy-
Johan's
Johan-
dumbass is going for the apple. 'cause
No,
he
Johan would
knows
grab
that
the apple.
apple is a
Mastermind.
sign for like 15 other guys to do their thing.
Yeah, he would grab the apple and then he'd take a bite out of it and realize there's a button inside of it to launch a nuke. And he's like, I knew this was in here, guys. That's why I picked the apple.
But I didn't put the
Anyway.
button there. I simply wanted the apple.
Yeah, I just wanted to... I was peckish.
His dumbass
I was
would
just-
say I'm peckish.
Johan would... That's his whole character arc. I was simply peckish, so I burned my whole freaking orphanage down. So
So stupid.
I was just hungry, guys.
I was just hungry.
It's just...
Just package.
That's like when I sit down to eat and I have to put on YouTube to, like, consume my food too. Johan's like, yeah, let me just set 50 people on fire so I can eat my turkey sandwich for lunch. And that's what he...
Anyone
what
that's been
he
nice
does.
to me and my twin sister. Gotta kill
All
him.
of every foster parent that ever cooks me a dinner, they're my entertainment for the next day.
Christ.
So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Monster?
That's not what we're in. That's not the topic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Well, that's enough Monster talk, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. We don't
So-
want
We
to.
gotta have a whole episode. For
Yeah,
it.
we.
Yeah. We gotta save it. Save it, guys. Come on, save it. Okay.
You're the
I
one
do
that's been
have-
rambling about it.
I do have another series to bring up. This episode's kind of historic. We have our first historic episode in episode 2. Do you guys know why?
No.
No clue.
Undead Unluck has finally
Oh, I
ended its run at 239 chapters this week in Shonen Jump.
Hey,
Nice.
WW.
Absolute banger. 10 out of 10 manga. I have never been so sad and happy to see a manga end before. That hit me right in the field. Like, I know a lot of people were torn up by, like, JJK ending, but Undead Unluck definitely hit different for me. That was a manga I tried completely out of the blue. It was on a friend's recommendation, but, like, I just kind of went to the bookstore, saw it, and I genuinely just grabbed, like, 5 or 6 random volumes, or not random volumes, but, like, 5 or 6 volumes of it, and I was like, I'll try this. Before actually giving it a read, and I'm so glad I did that, because it is one of my favorites of all time. What a banger. I can't
You got
wait.
an anime, right?
It did get an anime, and the anime fucking slaps. It's, I don't know the studio that's behind it, but I know it was, like, I don't want to say it's one of their first works, but it's definitely not, like, I don't think it's usually what they work on.
Would you say it had like the perfect send off?
It literally, yes. I don't want to spoil too much about the story for you two specifically, because I feel like out of any manga out there, like this one really benefits from you not knowing the plot twists that come up around it, because the payoffs are so cool. But the payoffs are unique, I'll say that. But it genuinely, like the last panel is of the two main characters driving off into the sunset, and one of the main characters has volume 1 of Undead Unluck in his hand. So
That's crazy.
yeah, it's pretty fire.
That is meta. So, let's move on to the main topic, which is anime worlds that you would want to live in, and anime worlds that you would definitely not want to live in. And we didn't really set any parameters on whether we would be the main character or not. We just kind of thought of it in our own ways. Yeah, in general. If you were transported into that universe, you could be the main character, or you could be a side character, or you could even just be a random person in that universe, in the world, somewhere. So that's what we went off of, and I will start out with my first one. My first world that I would want to live in, I should say.
Which one of us is dying in a Junji Ito manga first?
Is that just like a general question?
Yeah, it's just a random question I thought of
It's
just
probably
now.
gonna be me.
You?
I guess it'll be Jayden.
Jayden's kicking the bucket? That's crazy.
I no questions asked?
Yeah, that's tough.
No further comment?
I'm sorry,
'Cause-
Jayden.
All right.
It's been good knowing you.
Like,
Why
guess
would
so.
you be the first one to go?
I don't know.
He went for the apple.
This
Yeah, I went for the
motherfucker
apple.
absolutely goes for the apple, doesn't know the nuke's inside.
Johan just took my head off as I grabbed the apple.
Yup,
He
yup.
wanted it. He just wanted it more than I did.
Oh my god. Okay. So anyway, and I don't think anyone could guess. Actually, you know what? You guys, Nate, take a guess at what you think I said. What world I said I would want to live in.
And it better not be Haikyuu.
It's not, because I thought about putting that, and then I thought, one, it would just be real life, but just with more volleyball, I guess. If I was in Japan,
It's
I
not
got
a bad
transported
trade.
as
That's
a
pretty
person in
good.
Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
live in Japan.
You just moved to Japan.
Yeah, like, fuck the volleyball. I don't give a shit. I live in Japan.
This world's
Yeah.
crazy.
Exactly. This place has Japan? This is nothing like the real world. So it was that, and also just, we talked about it a bunch in the first episode, so I didn't want to just say all of the same reasons in the second episode. I dug deep for this one. And some people may say it's not an anime, but I would consider it one, because it was made by an animation studio that has made anime in the past. So, Jayden, what do you think it is? Any guesses?
Why the fuck did he get a hit?
Hi.
You can get another guess after his.
I kind of want to say it's the Star Wars Visions.
Holy fucking shit, there's no way.
That's crazy.
There's no fucking
Wait, is that
way.
actually?
So is your pick Star Wars?
No, it's a specific episode from Star Wars
Okay,
Visions,
you're gonna have to
because
describe
they're
it.
all different universes in their own right. That's why I love that series so much, because it's the Star Wars universe. Like, that's the base of the stories in that. It's like an anthology. It's like if you watch.
They're not connected at all.
Yeah, none of them are connected unless it's the first season bleeds into the second season, like Love, Death, and Robots, how there's always an episode with the 3 robots in it, and it continues the story. But Star Wars Visions, the base is Star Wars, which I already love Star Wars, so that's basically one of the main reasons I picked it, is because if I went into any of those animations, it would just be a version of the Star Wars universe. But the one I picked in particular is Star Wars Vision's Journey to the Dark Head, which is in season 2, episode 5. And it's animated. I know, it's a sus name. You don't have to bring it up. I know, it's a sus name. You do not have to bring it up. But if you watch it, there's context, okay? It's not what you think.
Huh?
It's not what you think. So it's
You look
animated.
into it.
It's animated by Studio Mir, which is actually a Korean animation studio, and they worked on Legends of Korra. They're actually animating both the Devil May Cry anime and the Witcher anime or animated movie that's coming out on Netflix. So they dabble in anime, like they make animated things, but they don't actually animate any animes.
I was about to say, yeah, it sounds like they do
There's
animated
also
things.
some that you should probably mention too. The way Star Wars Visions works is the first season was all made by different Japanese studios.
No, yeah, both seasons. It's just every episode
And
is
then-
made by a single studio.
It wasn't made by a single studio. That was different studios.
Well,
They all- they all had, like,
I meant
different
individual
styles.
They
studios.
do have different studios.
yeah.
I think Trigger did an episode or two.
Yeah, each one is made by a different studio. All
but
9
but for-
episones
But
From,
the
like,
one
the
the one
same
you're
country.
talking about right now is the
is made by
okay,
Studio
okay, I
Mir.
get what you're saying.
What were you gonna say, Jade?
Oh no, you can go.
Oh, okay. So, basically, main reason I picked it Star Wars. Second reason I picked it is because it just has really cool atmosphere and locations in it. I believe it starts out. I should have rewatched it before this, but I remember like a majority of it. It's basically about this Jedi and a Jedi in training that wants to basically figure out what's going on with like the light side and the dark side. So they go on a mission together, and the Jedi that actually has relations to the villain in the episode goes on the mission, not of his own volition, but he's kind of like coerced into it, or he's just a part of it because he stumbled upon it, basically. And they both travel out to like this crazy looking, huge mountain. I'm not going to spoil it, but the dark head and the light head are the two main fixtures in the universe or the episode, and everything about it is super sick. The art style is cool. The way it starts out is super cool. The spaceships are really cool, and as much as it is based in the Star Wars universe and they do use lightsabers, it's not just Coruscant or anything like that. It's not just a remake of any of those.
Tatooine.
Yeah, it's none of those
They're gonna say cringe ass planets.
No.
It's none of those cringe-ass, stupid planets like that Luke Skywalker grew up on or anything. It's just...
Where the whole saga takes place.
Yeah, it's not stupid, okay? It's not dumb like the rest of Star Wars is. But it's... And then, another reason is because if I go into that universe, there is a chance that I would be a Jedi. Because I know not everyone in Star Wars is a Jedi, but this animation was probably made in a time where there were more Jedis than not, because I'm fairly certain there's no timeline for it being placed in the actual Star Wars canon or lore. But
It has to be pre 19
Republic.
ABY.
Yeah, it's
At least.
it's
Maybe you mean the High
before-
Republic era. 'Cause
Probably.
we know all the villains from the Clone Wars era.
Yeah,
or
there's
that,
only
From episode 1 to 9.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the Disney ones, but I know it's before probably all of that, and
Yeah.
not too far behind, but it's definitely close. So there's always a chance I could become a Jedi if I get into that universe, but if not, then I still have access to all the technologies and cool shit and droids and pod racers and everything like that
I'm
that
about
they have
to
in
out
Star Wars.
myself. What are the little like fuzzy guys called?
Jawas.
Jaw-
I mean, not Jawas.
No,
Talking about the
Ewoks?
Ewoks.
Yeah,
Ewoks,
Ewok. I'd be an Ewok, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd be an
imagine
Ewok.
fucking-
I'd be cool being an Ewok.
You would definitely be an Ewok, bro. You know they have like this really weird animated Ewok series. It's only about the Ewoks from like the I don't even know, 70s
they
or
made a show about
some
No,
crazy
it
shit.
had to be after Return
Oh
of the
yeah,
Jedi.
it had to be after the first fucking Star Wars movie. Yeah, no shit. I mean,
No, not after the third one, episode 6.
yeah.
That's when they first made their appearance.
Let's see, what was it called? It was called Star Wars
on Disney.
Ewoks in 1985. It had 2 seasons.
So that came out before.
You know what? If I wanted to be in any anime world, I would want to be in Star Wars Ewoks.
Well, then he changed his answer.
I'm kidding.
You want to
But-
want to be in the sequel series?
No, not at all.
Okay, I liked Ewok too, but
Listen, I know it's going off
Okay,
topic.
that needs to get cut. We're not putting that in the fucking episode.
I promise you
please.
that's making it into the episode.
That is
Oh
saying
my.
that now.
All right.
Listen, all I'm gonna say, and I've said it since the day it happened, if J.J. Abrams had full control from the beginning, that would been absolute cinema. That whole
Yeah.
trilogy.
It would have been. I've
He
heard
used-
the qualms.
Like, listen, J.J. Abrams, because the whole thing with Palpatine, I know, so it gets off topic, but Palpatine coming back takes place in Legends, okay? If you read the books, it happens.
Mhm.
They were perfectly fine with it when it happened in the books. When it happened on the big screen, everyone got all pissed off. And I think it's more of the way they kind of set everything up for JJ in episode 9. It just didn't work out, because I think in episode 8, he would have shown how Palpatine would have survived the fall from
Spoilers.
the Death Star.
The Death Star.
Guy,
yeah.
this movie's like
Hey,
episode
no
6
one cares about
like
spoilers around here. It's okay.
That's true. Yeah.
So, anyways, Johan. No, I'm kidding.
let's go.
So, anyways, I reached for my apple because I was a bit peckish.
It's gonna be the new bit.
Yeah, exactly. It is. That's going to be the longest lasting bit in this show. And spoilers, we're not going to say it at all next episode. Jayden, I would like
Yep.
to pass the torch to you. That is my first pick. Star Wars Visions, Journey to the Dark Head, Sus Name, Season 2, Episode 5.
They're very, very specific.
Yeah.
Is there any timestamp you want to put in there too?
Yeah.
Like you want to spawn in that
2
exact
minutes,
moment.
2 minutes and 17 seconds. Nate, you better edit in a screenshot of what that exact second is.
I'll go
in
find
the
it.
screen.
I'll grab
find
you
it.
that screenshot.
Thank you,
I'll
thank
grab you
you.
that screenshot.
2 minutes,
Um,
17 seconds.
I
but-
do have a couple here. Two of them, they're kind of very similar, so I'm kind of gonna combine them into one. It's Cyberpunk and Cowboy Bebop, where it's more of that like futuristic world.
Okay,
Just
I like
because
that.
it's like right now, like I don't know if you guys know. I know you two know, but for the viewers, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the last episode. I'm going to school to be an electrical engineer, so this kind of fits my area of like expertise, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of where
You're-
I kind of see
You're
like
a space
cyberpunk.
cowboy?
No, but like the more like the futuristic side of things, where I'm gonna be like part of a team that works on the future technologies.
I get what you're saying.
Damn, that's
So-
pretty sick.
You're a space cowboy.
That's kind of where. Hold up, what's Space Cowboy? But yeah, that's kind of where kind of like the futuristic side of it is, and then also I could be a fucking space cowboy, like. Come on. No, well, like also, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. You know, not just Star Wars, but just
Sci-fi.
even just like space, yeah, sci-fi, and just space in general. Like I'll watch like the documentaries on like planets and shit like that once in a while. So being able to like travel in between the planets, I think that'd be pretty cool. But you guys kind of see where like I kind of combine the two because they're both more like futuristic.
Yeah.
I get what you're
definitely.
saying.
Cyberpunk's
Yeah.
more of like Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It's more of futuristic, but before it kind of like the world implodes.
Yeah, Cowboy
Where
Bebop has
Cowboy-
that
it's
renegade
like-
energy.
Yeah, and Cowboy Bebop's kind of like after like a huge disaster, and like it's just been turmoil.
Yeah, you don't.
It's
Well,
broken now.
yeah. Cyberpunk definitely still has turmoil, but it's a lot less.
Not as like I think
than
it's more of like
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop's like after it all happened.
Yeah, it's the Cowboy Bebop is the post-apocalyptic version
Exactly.
of Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah. So I think more of like, because Cyberpunk they only kind of just stick to planet Earth, or whatever the equivalent is.
Namek.
Name.
Namek?
I got him. You heard him say it.
Bro, I didn't know Piccolo
Yeah,
was
so-
in. It's crazy.
That's kind of where I kind of think I'd like to be in, or where I'd like to live in.
Okay.
Something like that.
Nice.
Some more futuristic.
Sci-fi vibes.
Yes, yeah. More like sci-fi oriented.
Nate,
So-
what about you?
You know what's crazy?
You also
I'm
picked
skipping.
Cowboy Bebop.
I'm skipping ahead a little bit, on my picks here, but I also picked a sci-fi pick.
Wait, can we guess?
I promise neither of you know what the fuck I'm about to talk about. Fooly Cooly. No,
I don't even know what that show's about, but
Fooly Cooly slaps.
continue.
It's about the
It is.
it's about the pillows. The band.
Okay.
What?
It's not at all.
Oh, okay.
But they do the music and it slaps. My pick is Planet. I don't know how you pronounce this. I think it's Planet Ease. It is spelled Planet with ES at the end.
Planet S?
Planet
maybe?
S. Okay,
Planet
maybe.
S, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a story about these like.
Oh, maybe it's just pronounced planets.
That's stupid though. It's a story about these like junkers that go out into space and they have to like. There's so much trash around the orbit of Earth and like the solar system that we travel in the timeline of that story that there needs to be like junk collectors out there collecting the like scrap and stuff and cleaning it up for like space travel and shit like that. That part sucks, don't get me wrong, but the advancements they make in that manga for like space travel to just be like the manga opens up on people taking like a flight, but the flight is like in space kind of. Like they're traveling.
Sounds similar to the beginning of Orbital Friends.
Yeah,
Where they kind of go up to like they go up to a space station that's. I forgot what the premise is. I watched it like last week too. Oh, they like won a contest and they had to like go up into the spaceship, and it's like they were kind of like not like recolonizing Earth, but they had like everyone that was born off Earth, they kind of move them back to Earth. But they have to like live in this.
That's crazy. There's a whole plot line in Planets, I guess, that revolves around a girl that was like born in a space station specifically, and not on Earth. It's like the premise of the manga, like not even the premise. Like it just takes place in between like. We have the technology to go to other planets, and like we have space stations and stuff, and we have people living off the planet, but we also aren't so advanced that we can just do whatever we want yet.
They do it cheaply.
Yeah, it's I mean a major part of it is like talking about like the like the inner workings and politics of how they would even go about getting that kind of advancement, and like the morals behind like human sacrifice to achieve these things, like the dangers and all that. It's very cool, but
It looks really cool. I love the art style of
it is. Fun fact: it is the only other work, and it's their first work by the guy that made Vinland Saga.
No way.
Yep, it is a banger. As soon as I
All right.
caught up with Vinland, that was my like next read, and I do not regret it. It has a weird. You know how Monster kind of has like a. I don't want to say like a new arc every other chapter, but like it kind of like keeps bouncing between plot lines pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
Planets is set up in the same way, but it kind of not all of the arcs tie into themselves, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of the chapters are kind of standalone, which is a little annoying after a while, but when it finally starts to, like, pick up in the second half and, like, has a actual plot and story it's trying to tell, it is super engaging.
Nice.
The imagery,
Yeah.
the actual, like, paneling and imagery of that manga is definitely once in a lifetime. I had a great time reading that one. And I like space. Space is cool. I hope before I die I can just go up to the moon and be like, "Hey, Ma, look at me. I'm on the moon." And then, like, just
like,
be
Lucy.
bored because there's no fucking, like, Wi-Fi up there. Be awesome.
Well, how do the NASA rovers connect? There's got to be Wi-Fi.
Oh my god, do you think they get 5G?
Nah, they get 17G.
17G, bro. Think of the oh my
Exactly.
god. My ping would be crazy in Rocket League.
Alright, yeah. It'd be negative 42. Also, I searched it up. It's actually a Greek word. So it's Greek for planets, but people pronounce it either planets, planets, or planet S.
Okay.
It's like anyone
So Planet D's
has
nuts
said
doesn't
anything.
Work.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna make
we
that
gotta
joke
cut that
earlier.
one too.
Listen, I was gonna make that joke earlier.
I
but
already
held
made
back.
I already made the talk to a joke. I feel like I have to just commit at this point.
So now we've all given one world we would want to live in, and I will start off with saying a world that I don't want to live in. And I don't know if anyone else picked this one, but this kind of felt like an obvious choice to me, just because of the nature of the quote-unquote powers that people have in this world, but is Death Note. I don't want to be in Death Note.
Huh?
Because any Joe fucking schmo that gets that Death Note can just write down, like, just search people up, write shit down. Imagine if there was
Just
a Johan
don't get on their bad
on
side.
Earth. No. Imagine
Hop
if there
on
was a
Yellow
Johan.
Pages.
Yeah, exactly.
Johan
like
with the
some
Death Note
frickin-
would be fucking unbeatable, bro.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
no.
saying. He would
Let's be honest. Monster wouldn't even exist if he had the Death Note.
Yeah, no, that shit
No.
should be over.
He would
He
kill
would
the
just kill the
mangaka before
doctor.
he's even born. But yeah, exactly. I don't want to be in Death Note. Like, not everyone is as nice as Kira. Not everyone is going to be that gracious and only kill the people that would have been executed anyway. It's literally just the real world. Already with the chance of having somebody to kill you in it, or somebody could kill you in the real world. And it's just, it's like somebody could kill you with writing your name down on a paper. If some random person, or even somebody that just dislikes you even a little bit, gets that note. Like, imagine, you know how people have that saying or that meme, oh, he let the intrusive thoughts win. Imagine if you're just sitting there one day and you're like, I wonder what happens if I write my grandma's name in this book. And then
Bruh.
you get a call from your parents and it's like, oh,
But
guess
why
what?
would you do that?
Because
Why would that be the first
people are
name you
stupid.
test?
Okay, listen. You know
Your
how many
grandma?
people don't. No, listen.
God, dude, it gives you the fucking rules at the start of the book.
That's what. Okay, stop. I was just about to explain that. Do you know how many people are brain rotted nowadays? They're not gonna read a tutorial. They're just gonna
I
open
wouldn't.
that book and start writing shit in it. For all I know, they could start writing about their diary, and then all of a sudden, they're not writing anymore because they wrote their own name at the start of the diary. Or they could accidentally take it to school and pull it out as their, oh, it's time to take my anthropology notes, and write down the professor's name or their name in the MLA format. Like, I'm just saying, it would suck.
Write down
like,
your
even if
team's name.
Listen,
Exactly
I understand.
like this.
Listen, I understand where Logan's coming from. I understand what you mean by it.
And one last point that I won't make is that even if I got the Death Note, if I was the chosen one, quote unquote, or one of the few chosen ones, because not everyone gets the Shikigami, even if I was a holder of a Death Note, I would never want to use it just due to, like, morals.
You would use
I
it.
wouldn't want to write anyone's name in it.
Logan would cook us. We'd be so dead.
Nah, bro.
I don't trust him.
What
Bro's
if you
taking
had a
that apple.
chance? Let's just say hypothetically, you were living in like the 1940s, and there's like this guy like trying
Where
to
is
take over
this
the world.
going?
Would you write his name down?
What?
I mean, if we're going
This
with
going
Red
back-
Dead
this going back to
Redemption
earlier.
rules.
It's going back to earlier.
So let me get this straight. If I was in the 1940s
And
and there was
a man with a skinny mustache trying to take over the whole world. Would you not write his name in the book?
Oh. Okay,
What the
so
fuck
now
are
you
guys
just brought up.
talking about?
He's talking about the HITLER.
Oh.
Skinny mustache man, come on.
Yeah, so listen, you just brought up a great point because if I was in the Death Note world, Death Note doesn't happen in the 1940s, and I would like to believe that since nothing like that had happened in that universe before, they were the first Death Note users
That we know of.
So that's what I'm saying. So if I went into that universe, are we adding another parameter? I would go back to the beginning.
Bro,
I would go back to the Big
the
Bang
odds of
that
you
universe.
even knowing that the book exists while being in the universe is crazy low.
Exactly, but I'm just saying, like, everything happens for a reason. There's always a chance.
There is
for
always,
anything.
You're right.
There's always-
So
yeah.
I would not want to be in a world
Bro,
where
the
there was...
Death Note could exist right now.
And listen, someone can come out in the comments and be like, well, if you were in Dragon Ball, there was always a chance that Frieza could throw a death ball at your house. Like, okay,
Whoa.
I get that.
What's the reason I got against you, bro?
I understand that. I understand that. But still, there's just, I don't know, something about Death Note, something about that world, just, it's also so dark. Like, how do we ever see the sun in that anime at all? I can't even remember. It's all just rainy days and inside buildings with a bunch of fluorescent lighting. It's just depressing.
It takes place in Seattle.
It does? Oh,
No, it doesn't.
Okay, let's...
I
Nah,
was like, what?
nah. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, bro. In fact, we can't get him out of here because he's the next person
I
that
had
he
to
has
think
to
about
speak.
that. Oh, yeah, that's right,
Okay.
Jayden. What do you got?
So I think this might be a controversial one. I wouldn't want to live in the Dragon Ball Z world.
Why so
Why not?
Frieza doesn't just death ball?
No.
Frieza's not gonna death
Because
ball your ass, bro.
realistic.
Relax.
But specifically Z. Okay?
Okay.
Because of everything that, like, Goku and his friends go through just to protect the fucking Earth.
That's
like-
true. And we live on Earth.
Yes, and we live on
we,
Earth.
we
Because
do live on Earth.
it is, listen, it is a different version of Earth. But then again, it's like, you've got Frieza.
Bro, there's like
Which,
dinosaurs
listen.
and shit. Fuck that.
Okay, but still, whatever. So you got Frieza. Look, that fights more on that fights on Namek, but that's besides the point.
But he does come to Earth.
He does come to
Wait,
Earth.
no, he doesn't.
Oh
It's
yeah,
Super.
Yeah, he does.
It's Super, but I'm talking about
Specifically Z.
Specifically Z.
Yeah.
specifically Z. You got Cell, you got Majin Buu, and you got the androids.
Bro, I don't want to get eaten like that. That's fucked up.
like
I don't want to get turned into a fucking piece of candy.
like listen, I ain't gonna have my life in the hands of a child because his dad's like, nah, I want him to fight him.
Yeah,
Like-
this is your training.
like,
Go on.
listen, like,
you go.
Goku is pretty much the protector of Earth, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna send, go on, you go fight him. He's a literal child. And he's like, yeah, go on, you got that, go on.
Well, Goku is also a literal child in terms of like mind. He,
That's another place to hide.
Yeah, Goku's picking up that apple because he
Like,
genuinely is peckish.
yeah,
No,
he's.
listen. That's a rant that like I could go on for a while, but it's like, and I don't even think it's Toriyama's fault. I think it's more of Super. Goku's just written so badly in Super. They make him a kid again. It's just he kind of annoys me in Super.
Yeah, the only arc that he has a redemption in is the Goku Black arc, where he actually cares about his family, and he's like,
Yeah.
don't talk about Chi-Chi. Like he slaps the shit out of Chris Rock. I mean,
What?
Goku Black, just like Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
But no, like
Yo,
that's my thing with Goku. But it's like I can't. But like, listen, having the Dragon Balls on the other, like having Dragon Balls would be pretty cool. But then again, it was like how what I really know.
Bro, you
And,
ain't finding
also,
those Dragon Balls before everyone else was detected
Yeah,
by
true.
those Dragon Balls.
Your balls will be dragon before you find any dragon
You'll have,
balls.
and like you get the tournaments, like that's pretty cool, I guess. But it's just like
Bro,
you're
no,
risking
no,
your
no, no,
life
I
so
got you.
often.
I'm gonna actually change
Like,
your entire
the-
perspective. Think about, instead of watching the Royal Rumble tomorrow, you turn on the, like, 45th World
Oh
Tournament.
my god,
That shit would be so
insane.
fire.
Like Nate, I'm telling you right now, that's practically what the Royal Rumble is. Like,
Oh man. Oh, I can't. And now I'm just imagining
get thrown
Goku in a boxing ring.
I'm imagining Goku beat the shit out of Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
okay, that's pretty
Goku,
much,
just
that's one
slap the
that
shit out of me. Sorry.
that's one I wouldn't live in. Hey, what about you?
I need a moment. That was- Whew. I gotta be a pretty obvious Andy here and just pick Berserk. Man, that universe must be fucking miserable.
But what if you're one of the demons that Guts?
Bro,
Thanks.
being the demons isn't even cool because like you just get axed by Guts.
What if
It's
you are
true.
Guts?
No, genuinely, like that. I know neither of you have read Berserk. That manga is so fucked up. Like one day a village will be just fine, then the next day like Guts will show up and it gets like raped and pillaged by fucking just a million demons.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know the premise. Guts he has to watch his girlfriend get raped by his friend. that
It's
thought
not
he was
the
his
premise.
friend. No, that's the whole premise, right? Like that's
Guy
what-
who's
is
never
that what
watched
sets him
Berserk.
up? Yeah, I've only consumed like one piece of media on Berserk, and it was just somebody. It was a 40-second YouTube video of somebody being like, "This is me before reading Berserk," and then "This is me after reading Berserk," and they've sounded so happy beforehand, and then afterwards they got depressed as
Yeah,
shit.
that shit changes your life, bro.
That's
That
just
manga
from the
is
first
super
page.
sad. Dude, the
I mean,
first
that's how I
page of
felt-
Berserk goes crazy. I don't know what
It
you're
does.
talking about.
There's gonna be an episode on that for sure.
Yeah, Logan, do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, I was the one that asked if we could make that an episode as a joke. Remember?
Oh yeah, you did right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt after A Silent Voice too. I was like, this shit changed me. In a good way. Though A Silent Voice was a good way. Berserk
Yeah.
is probably like, I don't even want to love anymore.
I
kinda
would
way.
I would say Berserk changed me for the better. I think there's a lot of redeeming qualities about the second half of that story. There's some good lessons to be learned, but that being said, like living in that universe, no, absolutely not. Like you gotta either there's warring countries like fighting in your backyard every day. Like imagine waking up and this is what you see. You see like two fucking cavaliers going at it and absolutely shredding each other to bits. Or you wake up and look out your window, you have like your pot of fucking Folgers or whatever going, and you just look out the window and Guts is battling like the most heinous abomination known to man, and the most heinous abomination known to man just looks at you and decides to fuck with you and your pot of Folgers for no reason, just simply because you exist. He's
Yeah,
like,
then
I
he turns,
just... That he what?
and then he turns to your neighbor and eating his Jimmy Dean sausage breakfast sandwich, and he's like, nah, you're next, bro.
It's like that, man. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. If it, like, and that's assuming you don't just get done in by Guts by complete accident. Like, what if you are just a soldier in that world, right? Like a foot soldier. You know, you're fighting to protect your family or whatever, and Guts strolls into town, and the fucking whatever bum ass king guy that you work for is like, I don't like the cut of his jib. Off with his head, and then all of a sudden everyone's dead because you. Why the fuck would you pick a fight with the guy carrying a sword 5 times as height?
I mean, you probably just assume he can't even swing the damn thing.
He's
It looks
he's
like...
walking with it. Why would you even test it? Why not? That's like walking up to a guy with a gun and being like, "Sir, I don't think you would fire that," and then getting shot. It's absolutely nuts.
I mean, hey, shit happens, right?
There's no good thing about living in the Berserk world. That's for sure.
I will start out with the next would want to live in. And again, I don't think anyone would guess it, but considering Jayden pulled the craziest move ever out of his ass and literally guessed the exact one I had, you can go ahead and guess again, Jayden. What do you think I have as my second
Bro,
one?
I don't even get another chance.
So
No, you're getting one after Jayden.
Yes, assuming he doesn't get it.
yes, we saw
Yeah,
that.
so yeah.
He's like, can I have a hint?
You want a hint?
Yeah, sure.
It is from a very well known and well respected animation studio.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
That really
Nathan?
isn't there.
That, bro, I...
Well respected, like, you know, people relate it to their childhood, lots of nostalgia.
You want to live in Gurren? Like,
So it has to be toy.
No.
One of the toy animation one of the toy animation animes, right?
No, definitely not.
No, then I have no clue.
Okay. It's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
I see.
I absolutely loved that movie. A little backstory on how I was watching it. I'm gonna slander two people here, but I was in
Points to Chris
Maine.
Rock.
No. I ain't slapping Chris Rock. I was in Maine with our buddies Demetrius and Justin, and they were sitting on the couch, and you know they were just chilling with me, and I was like, oh, you know, let's watch a movie. So first we watched Signs, which was also a very good movie. I like that movie.
The crazy like swapping movies.
Well, that's because they picked the first movie and then I picked the second movie because we were all indecisive. So I was like, I guess I'll go with one that I wanted. I've always wanted to watch it. I want to watch all the Ghibli movies at some point. But
Ghibli.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli. That's the studio that it's from. So yeah, I put that on and I was watching it the entire time and basically like crying at one point, and then freaking Justin was snoring and Demetrius was reclined in the chair on the side, like on across from me, and he was conked out within like 10 minutes. So I mean, yeah, I don't blame them. It's kind of like a slow burner movie. There's a lot of characterizations, you know, character development, all that stuff. But anyway, I would want to live in that world because it's just such a unique spin on... You can't even place it in a real world concept because it's like the villages are all as they would be in the real world, but all their technologies are steampunk-esque, where the fact that they're using like, you know, steam-powered engines and all that stuff, but also it has bug and just like really weird creature type stuff going on too. Like the flyers that they use have bug wings on them, but the middle part is still like mechanical. It's just a really cool universe, really cool setting, and the characters in it are pretty dope. I would not like to be on the ship, and if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Wouldn't want to be on that ship when things go down. But other than that, if you're anywhere else, especially after the movie ends, and because of how it ends and everything is peaceful after that, then I would definitely want to be in that universe. It's just, I don't know. The movie gave me the feeling that I was there, and I don't think a lot of movies do that. So if I can be transported into the world while watching it vicariously, then I would definitely want to be transported into it literally and physically. So, yeah, that's my pick.
So, not gonna lie, never even heard of that.
Yeah,
I
makes
know
sense.
of it. I know of it,
May
but I
have to
haven't
go
watched
check
the
it out
movie.
at some point. For another one I would live in. No, I'd probably live in the One Piece world.
Fuck you, you son of a bitch! You stole
Oh,
my.
I just looked-
I knew it!
Oh, damn.
I knew he
Oh,
would do
sorry.
it. No, you know what? We can double team this. We can be partners, right?
Yeah. The whole premise of One Piece, it's like you have all these pirates, pretty much. All these different crews, and they're trying to get to the One Piece. That's kind of like their their ultimate goal, pretty much. It's like everyone kind of has like a specific role in the whole system, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're either a bozo, a navy man, or a pirate. Isn't this no in
Exactly.
between?
Like, listen, I'd love to be on a fucking pirate ship. Imagine being on Luffy's crew. Now look at those fucking characters.
They do go crazy.
You got a talking reindeer. You got a skeleton man.
I'd be
Got
on.
Pinocchio.
I'd be
You
on.
got
Law.
Luffy himself. Like, that guy's just goofy as shit.
I'd be on Law's crew easy. I love Beppo, bro. That bear's base.
See, I'm not gonna lie, no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll feel the same way
Too
once
far ahead.
you get to Sabaody.
But yeah, I kind of feel like One Piece, just the way that it's structured as well, where it's kind of like, hey, each pirate is like kind of like, I'm kind of gonna compare it to like Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's kind of just like, you have the captain, and then like the rest of the crew is just a bunch of random people, like they have like no really specifics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas in One Piece, it's a little bit more realistic in that manner, where it's like everyone kind of has a role and they all have like a specialty and they all have a way that they contribute
You know, that's a
to the
good.
crew.
What role would you fill, Jayden?
I would probably take Nico Robin's role as the historian.
Historian? Yeah.
person,
Ship
yeah.
historian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I'm big into history.
You know what? You haven't met Frankie yet, I don't think. I think
No,
you'd
I
be
have
the
not met
shipwright.
Frankie
Easy.
yet.
Easy shipwright.
Cause like, listen, I can cook Maino Sanji.
That line is fire. That is a sick line.
We gotta save that and
I
we
gotta
can do
write
the
that down. Write
soundboard.
that down.
Yeah, we gotta put that on a shirt or something.
I can
Listen,
cook
I can
Maino
cook, but I ain't no Sanji.
But like Zoro's just badass. Like, can't really get rid of Zoro. Like, I wouldn't be able to replace him.
True.
Luffy's the captain, and I don't think like from everyone I've met, I don't think I would want anyone else to be the captain. You know what I mean? I don't think I could take that from Luffy, even though he's not the brightest person. He kind of has he has his mindset on finding the One Piece. Like, that's what he's got to do. At pretty much like his whole thing is, I gotta find the One Piece, no matter whatever the hell I gotta go through. I'm finding that One Piece at some point,
See,
and that's why that shows. That's why it's still running.
I would make my own pirate crew from scratch. That shit would be so fun.
So you just be Luffy.
Well, see, I don't know if I'd want to find the One Piece though. I'd want to do something like, I'd hit the Miles Morales. I'm gonna do my own thing. You feel me? I'd go around.
Yeah, I can see.
And I would leave little pranks on every other pirate ship that we find. Like, we would just go around and like we would board other ships in secret and like leave like a little funny note, like, I can cook but I ain't no Sanji, and then bounce.
So you want to
We're
be playing Sea
trademarking
of
that, by the
Thieves.
way. Don't give me ideas, people.
That's ours. We own that now.
Oh man, that's a good trademark to have.
I'm gonna go file it right now.
That
That's
being
a good
said, the One Piece world is kind of dangerous though, right? Like,
Yeah.
the Navy could just be assholes and like absolutely screw you out of your whole livelihood.
Yeah.
What about the real life? That also happens.
Hey! We're not
Oh,
a
in real life,
political
it's more of
cast.
the other way around.
Hey, I'm just
'Cause
saying,
real life
that
is
we
kinda
gotta
like the
treat our
pirates, kinda
veterans
like-
better.
That's true.
Yeah,
You
but
know
I
what?
don't. Listen.
You got
Then again, the pirates do fuck up like the whole
I
time.
thought you- wow.
Pirates do fuck.
Pirates are gonna fuck. What would you have for a power? What would your power be? What fruit we rocking?
I have no clue, to be honest.
I know.
Like, listen, I probably wouldn't mind. Listen, I probably wouldn't mind not having Dill Fruit power.
You would be one of those homies. Man, I can't even like. you're not at the part yet where you understand like what people do without devil fruits, but like
Yeah, not really, because, like, out of everyone I've met, they've all had powers for the most part.
But I mean,
even, like, on the
you could
crew,
totally be like
I mean, like,
a homie without
Sanji
a
doesn't
devil
have
fruit.
it,
Yeah.
Zoro doesn't have it.
Hey, Sanji does some cool
Like-
stuff. Remember that
Yeah,
one
but,
time
I mean,
he was
he's fucking
Mr.
badass.
Prince.
Yeah.
I can cook, but I ain't no Mr. Prince.
Nah, it doesn't have the same ring to it.
Logan, what?
This
what
is
fruit
Jayden's
you have?
choice, right? Oh,
I
was
mean,
gonna
this is
say-
technically both of our choices.
Yeah.
I was gonna say kumquat. So we're just gonna not-
I closed
nothing?
my eyes and I was like, I don't even know where to go with this.
It's a fruit.
Yeah, dumbass. What kind of fucking fruit power would you have? Why?
Oh, I don't know any besides the gum gum fruit, but
So you would just have to come up with like a name for it and then like base your power off the name. So like you
Oh,
can have
so
the
I can
table
just,
fruit
like,
and just
customize.
make tables. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know
then
we could do that.
I'll have
Why
the-
not? That's how.
I thought you had to go based off the fruits in the game. No.
You can make them up. And, I mean, it's not like we live there. What are they gonna
No.
do? Fucking come and steal our devil fruit?
Okay, I
Oda
know.
might be like, hey, I like that idea.
I would have the volley fruit, where I would summon a volleyball court and like it forces the 3 other people around me, at least 3 people, but at most.
Bro set up a domain from JJK. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. If you're in the vicinity, it picks the next closest, like it draws a line to the people closest to me, and then those people, up for a minimum of 3, but up to, 11. So it's a 2-on-2 or a 6-on-6, even numbers. It just chooses them, and we play a game of volleyball.
I don't want to spoil
No.
too much for Jayden because he's like the next arc is this, but there is a character by the name of Foxy, who pretty much sets up a thing called a Davy back fight, and like he makes these like stupid silly games, and if he wins the games, you bet on like crewmates. So like if you win, you get to steal crewmates from another crew, and vice
What the
versa.
hell?
And it's like games like volleyball, like stupid shit like that. And he has like this. He has this power to. It's called the slow fruit, or like he uses like the slow beam, so like he can slow people down so that he can just cheat at the game. When you said the volleyball stuff, I was like, damn, Foxy would go crazy there.
I mean, I predicted it, I guess, even though I never seen anything on One Piece. Jayden, would you like to redeem yourself?
Yeah,
and
would
come
you
up
like it
with
with
a
the new fruit?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay, he's
Alright.
one of those homies that don't have a fruit. He's just that badass.
Listen, after hearing that whole the volleyball thing, I just like I don't know how I can
okay,
top
bro.
that. I don't know how I can
okay.
top that.
Well, thank you.
I would have.
Well, maybe I have a similar one, but I just spawned in a soccer field.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
there you go.
I don't know any devil fruit that just lets you spawn something like that.
Well, you just
mean,
said
listen-
Oh,
you just said you
give
could
me
have the
anything,
table
give me anything
fruit.
for shoot. Well, you know what? I did just say you can have the table.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, Nico Robin technically just spawns in extra hands.
That's true. That's true. You could make a volleyball court out of hands, I guess.
That would be
That could
sick.
work.
It'd be like Mahito's domain.
Bro, that shit.
expansion,
Yeah,
but
I know
he
that should be
plays
so
volleyball.
busted. Like you'd go to like spike the ball, and then all of a sudden
And
your
the giant hand.
yeah, the net
comes from the
has
floor.
a hand coming out of it. I don't have a fruit in particular either. I guess I would have like a book fruit, and it would let me fucking turn people into books. I guess I don't know.
You can
If
read
that-
them like
Yeah,
like
you
a
could.
manga.
That is legit just a fucking stand from JoJo. By the way, like I'm not even original there. Shout out my boy
That's
Rohan.
crazy. You mean Johan?
That's not what I said. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, Rohan absolutely would take the apple. Dude wouldn't even think twice about it. Dude's a fucking menace.
You see Goku?
Can Johan
No,
beat Goku? That's the
he
real
would.
question.
Goku would take it because he's
Fucking
peckish. Johan would take it because he's peckish, but like in an evil way. Rohan, that motherfucker would take that apple and like bite into it and spit it out just to do it, just to prove a point.
He sounds like a cool guy.
He's an asshole.
Just
He's
a chill
such a
guy.
shitter.
Oh.
Who's cooler, him or Gojo?
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I'd win.
We can sidetrack. No.
Okay, yeah, so back to an anime world that I would not want to live in. We're starting the last round. Now this one I had a bit of a tough time with because there was a lot that I thought of where it was just I thought of Graveyard of the Fireflies, but then that's just saying I don't want to be part of World War II in Japan. And then I also thought of
Bro said I don't want to live in World War II.
well, I mean, really, like I feel privileged that I was born in a time where, cross my fingers, knock on wood, like we don't have war happening 24/7. So I'm
It's
thankful
just
for
a
that.
crazy take. It's not even a crazy take. It's just like a no shit take.
That's what I'm saying. I had a tough time coming up with this one because I just couldn't think of any anime worlds that were just like, oh, I wouldn't want to live in this one because there's too many girls with giant tits in it, and I didn't want to live in this one because everyone's dying left and right. So I went with Fire Force. Not
Yeah, that's
only
a fair
because it
pick.
disappointed
Pretty
me,
fire.
but you just have a random chance to turn into a fire demon. Like, if you get too sad or too mad or, isn't it based off of emotions or am
I don't know enough.
Yeah, I
about that
haven't watched
series
it
to
in
make
so
that.
long.
Yeah.
I know Promare is random. Unless I'm mixing the two up and Promare is based on emotions.
I
but
think Fire Force is like spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, so I think Fire Force is the random one and Promare is the emotion one. So yeah, you just have a random chance to be turned into a fire demon, and then you get fucking executed by, Arthur and his... Arthur is, like, the coolest character... No, actually, the guy with the glasses. I don't even remember his name. He's the coolest character in that show.
That's crazy.
But
adding Fire Force to the
Arthur...
list, by the way.
Oh, hell no. Okay. Give it a chance. I give it a chance. I give the manga a chance, for sure. Yeah, random chance, turn into a demon. Powers... If you do spawn in as somebody that isn't normal and you have the powers to be on the Fire Force, then you're just going to be surrounded by people that are dicks. Like, unless you get on, was it Squad 8 that...
Yeah, everyone's just
on?
assholes in
Yeah,
that universe.
everyone is it. Like, Benimaru, you think he's going to be, or Benji, whatever the fuck his name is, the dude that does the cool moon thing with the sound effect... You think he's gonna be a cool guy? Nah, he's just a dick. His brother, a dick. The fucking woman with the flower powers, at first, she's a real asshole. Like, there's no winning. If you're a normal person, you live a normal life, but there's always a chance you could burn into flames. And then if you are a special, power user, and you're part of the one thing that actually helps people in the world, then you're just gonna be surrounded by miserable fucks. So, that's why I wouldn't want to live in Fire Force.
Yeah, fair take.
Yeah. Jayden, how about you?
For me, it kind of bounces off of what I said earlier about Dragon Ball. It's gotta be Attack on Titan.
Oh, that's a good one.
Specifically, towards the end of the show.
Listen, all I'm saying is I would love to have what's the gear called in that again? It's been so long since I've
The Scout
yeah,
gear? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
it has like a
this is
name.
the-
I can't, but I would love to have a pair of that in real life.
Like that. Like I'd love to have that too, but my thing is more like towards the end.
Omnidirectional mobility gear.
Yeah.
ODM. I would love some
ODM.
ODM.
Listen, my thing is more like at the end of the show, specifically after, when Aaron goes over and he just like destroyed the whole entire fucking world.
Yeah. You want
Rough.
to be around during that?
No. Cause there was like a good like 99% chance I ain't making it out alive.
Bro, but
Yeah.
you just get real good with the ODM.
No, it's like no. Well, no, cause realistically,
Just be
I would
like
have a
Levi,
higher
bro.
chance of. Well, there would be a higher chance of me spawning in on the mainland instead of the island.
you
know what I mean?
think it? Do you think you don't get to choose like where you spawn with all these scenarios? You just like
Even
if I
spawned
picked
on the
planets,
islands,
I would just spawn in the space with no helmet or anything. I would just
like even if
immediately
I
die.
spawned on the islands, like that guy's a fucking, guy's like out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, you don't want to be a part of the neo-Nazis. Not your thing.
No, I'm good.
That's understandable. That's
Listen, I
understandable.
love listen, I love the ODM gear is sick, and if I had the opportunity to use it, fuck yeah, I'd use it. But like, I don't know, that whole like the way everything's structured in the show too, like how the politics work and shit like that. How it's like the mainland, everyone hated the people on the island because they were turned into fucking titans, and then all of a sudden it just like, then like, I forgot. Oh, Aaron like went over to, I forgot what was the name of the country, where
I know what you're talking
like
about. I don't
Annie-
remember what the fuck it.
where like Annie's from, and
Yeah.
they were using them as titans. To fight wars, and then everyone else like, oh, we love these people. Like,
Yeah, that sounds like a shitty situation all around.
I just,
Doesn't matter
bro,
where
if
you
you get
spawn.
Like,
grabbed by
imagine,
a
like,
titan, you're
seeing-
just done.
yeah. Or even turning into a titan, like, bro. For anyone that hasn't seen Titans, I want you to pull up just a picture of a Titan. And just like, look how ugly these motherfuckers are.
Whoa!
I do
whoa.
not want to be looking like that.
That's crazy, bro. Hey,
Am I
don't feel-
wrong?
now you're
Look,
definitely
am
getting
I-
caught
listen.
as soon as you spawn in.
Am I wrong?
I mean,
No,
there's
you're
some.
not wrong. They are. There's
some
some
cool
that are
looking
like
ones.
pretty bad.
I'm not talking
And it-
about like, I'm not talking about like
The human titans.
the
Aren't
fuck, I
all
can't remember
titans
the names now.
humans though? Isn't that like the
Well,
shtick?
I mean,
Yeah,
like
they're all
the main
humans.
character titans
There's,
are
like-
Yeah.
like the big ass Titan, the armored
Oh,
Titan.
bro, I wouldn't say that, Logan. There's
The
one
cart titan.
motherfucker, the cart titan. Yeah, I was literally about to bring
I
up the
wouldn't
cart
give a
titan.
fuck
That motherfucker looks disgusting.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'm saying though. Like, yeah,
I'm talking about just like regular Titans, not like any of like the special
Yeah, I know what you're
Titans.
talking about.
Like, I wouldn't want to be one of those. Like, fuck it, I'd love to be the armored Titan. That shit looks sick. But
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
wouldn't want to be in that, like in that show just because of like, there seems to be a much higher chance of death than like any of the shows I have written down
Mm.
Fair.
or that I've watched too. So I'm also taking that into effect. Like, I could have like Death Note completely passed over my head because I never watched it or read it. But then, like as Logan was talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. That's probably not really probably one I wouldn't want to live in.
Mm.
It kind of just shows like that I haven't really watched or read much. I'm still
I think
a novice.
Yeah, your picks are just as valid as anyone else's. I'll tell you that much.
Indeed. And speaking of picks, what's your
Maybe
last
except
one,
for
Nate?
Logs, who picked Star Wars for the first one.
Okay, bro. Okay. Okay.
I
I'm
actually like the
kidding,
Star Wars
I'm
pick.
kidding. I know you like the Star Wars pick. Alright. My last pick, and we're gonna end the show on this pick. Listen. I love this series to death. I love the characters, love the world. You couldn't catch me living in the Hunter x Hunter universe, bro. I would be introduced, and then 150 chapters later, I'd get offed for no fucking reason.
And you would make no appearances in between then.
Yeah, genuinely. Like, it would just be over for me. I would say, I would, like, fucking high five Gon and be like, hell yeah, man, you're cool. And then all of a sudden, like, Hisoka just has a fucking hard-on for me, and I'd be on his hit list.
Cool.
No, Hunter x Hunter's really cool, but, like, listen, the power system specifically is, like, something that's always fascinated me. I think it's a lot of fun to work with, but at the same time, like, that planet that world is fucking miserable. Like, the Meteor City people are all just, like, they're just living in trash all day, and, like, they're just some of the, like, most miserable people of all time. And then, like, you got people on the other spectrum who are, like, super, like, turbo rich, uber rich, that, like, can just have fuck you money to do whatever they want, and they can just get away with doing whatever they want, and they can just look at you a certain way, like Hisoka would look at Gon and be like, you know what? We're gonna have it our way with that guy, and he's donezo after. He's not gonna even exist after today. It is very cool world, very cool environment and, like, ecosystem and stuff, and then, like, a fucking chimera ant shows up and just eats me alive, and then I become a chimera ant. So, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad.
As a chimera ant.
I don't know. Chimera's kind of have it good.
Is that what Meruem is?
Yes, Meruem is a chimera.
Okay.
He's the king.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, no, like, it's just there's no good outcome living in the Hunter x Hunter universe. Being a hunter would be fun. Don't get it twisted. I would love to, like, be a hunter and, like, do the hunter exam and shit, but, like, even then, imagine being in the hunter exam with fucking Hisoka. Like, that dude he offed so many people during that one exam for no good reason.
Yeah, that's like not. That's like if Saitama just punched everyone else in
just
his
to get him out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to get, as fun as it would be, I don't want to get caught in that world. Like, One Piece, I feel like you could totally, like, yeah, there's some real shitty situations you could be in, but I feel like the world is big enough that you can, like, you know, you can get by, you can just move to a different village. In Hunter x Hunter, it's like, man, sorry guys, but, like, Meruem decided he wants to eat you today. And then you're just done.
If you're chosen, you're chosen. That's all there is to it.
Or you can get born into a fucking tribe of people with red eyes, and then you just become a prime pick on the black market.
Well, thank you for closing off the main conversation. Does anybody have any closing remarks for the show? Yeah.
I kind of just want to add one more thing. For other ones I will live in, just any slice of life.
Bro wants to live in the real
like,
world. That's crazy.
That's
actually
like because kind of like what Logan was talking about earlier. You just live in Japan.
Yeah,
Japan
Japan exists in slice of lives.
Yes, but realistically, am I gonna just uproot my life here and go move to Japan? No.
You'd rather just spawn into Japan.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's even better.
That's crazy. Well, going by our
point.
logic, you could just spawn into somewhere else. Like, you could spawn into Russia by accident, and then you gotta deal with that consequence.
But then you're in an anime universe, so technically you could just time skip and, like,
Exactly.
you could just put, like, oh, you know, next episode on Jayden's wacky life. And we hear Jayden moves to Japan? Question mark, exclamation mark? Question mark, exclamation mark? There you go.
No, we gotta get the narrator from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
On the next episode
Out of Jayden's wacky
of
life.
Dragon Ball Z.
I'm sorry.
Alright, Nate, take it away.
Alright. See if I still got some juice in me. So today's indie spotlight is for a mangaka instead of just a particular series. Their name is Arunas. It is spelled Aruunas. You can find them on Manga Plus Creators. I want to recommend two things by them specifically. First off, they have a shonen battle manga series called Deaddie Do Dead, or DDD.
Okay.
It is kind of like a mix of JJK and Chainsaw Man with a bit of their own little flavor of surrealism in there. The premise is like there's this distortion going around that like will just kind of uproot buildings and like tear apart the foundation of reality and like kind of like condemn certain places in the world so that they can't go to them. And like it changes like the anatomy of people and stuff. From what I understand, like there's one of the main characters is just like fish in a suit, and he's just like the one of the main teachers, I guess. Like I don't. It's been a second since I read it, but from what I understand, they're like assassins, and the main character has a fallout with the assassin organization, and now he's trying to like take them down with a friend who was in the assassins. All the while, there's like this distortion stuff going on, and we don't really know what's causing it yet. And we're learning about how like this distortion has ruined a lot of different people's lives and stuff, and how it's changed people. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it has kind of the art style of JJK, while having some of like the designs of Chainsaw Man. And the fight choreography is a lot of fun. There are 15 chapters out right now. I've read up to 10 personally. I'm a bit behind on it, but I remember really liking it. I get a hard recommend from me. The second series, or not even series, the second story I want to recommend by them is called I Want to Go North. It is a 30-page one-shot, and I don't want to share too much about it. I just recommend that you read it. If you read Deaddie Do Dead and you like what they did, I think you'll really enjoy this. It's a much more grounded in reality story. It is about two girls who have both skipped school that day and meet by the train station by just random chance. And that is all I will tell you. It is a good read. If you've read like Goodbye Eri or Look Back or anything like that by Fujimoto, I think you'd enjoy this.
Nice. All right. So next week's episode, as chosen by the wonderful Jayden, will be good anime adaptations versus bad anime adaptations. All right. See you guys next time.
Have a
See you
good.
guys.
Have a good. That's right.
Yeah,
have
by
a good.
now I knew you
Have a
guys
good-
forgot. I
You
knew.
remembered.